But ever since my targeting in late 2014, 2015, it was very evident how people was started to behave. On the left, she's Sona and she's Anu. They are South Indians, and she used to work at a grocery store, and that's how I knew her. And it was, I mean, since 2001, when my life is so much being controlled by my ex, Mrugesh Patel, continuously who will be my friends, who will not be, and when he's continuously spreading things about me, when he asks people to not to talk to me, avoid me, give me the hateful look, and I go, why this person is really behaving so nice with me? It was initially weird, and the very first time I actually gave her a call, she literally started talking as if she's talking to somebody else as soon as she picked up the phone. And she actually cut the phone, and I was actually talking. So that was the very first clue she gave me when she was trying to avoid me. And I'm like, okay, let me just call again. So here I call, and then she's behaving nice, but then Anu, she actually, I don't know, it was so weird. You could tell from their behavior that she had already started to behave weirdly with me. Like, I helped her out with something, and then she never really even texted to say thanks or anything. And then while they both were talking on the phone, like, she's like, oh, Mansi, thank you. And I'm like, okay, no worries. And she was like, oh, I don't use text as much, but I mean, come on, you live in US and maybe you should know how to use text, and it's not a big of a deal. But I'm like, okay, whatever. And then their true colors started to come out, and one day, I don't know, it was so bizarre. I was alone in my house. My hubby had gone to work, and I was ironing the clothes, and she calls me. Anu calls me at about 7:30 p.m. in the evening. She tells me that Mansi, Sona has gone away somewhere. Since noon, we are not able to find where she is, where she went. And the thing is, she does not drive. So maybe wherever she went, probably she went walking somewhere. And Bailo is a grocery store that is closer to her house, and which would take about 20 minutes maybe walking. And coming back, but then from 12 to 7:30 there's no news about this person. And then Anu says, oh, we tried to call her, but then her phone is not working, she's unreachable, we have no clue. And then she tells me something that, oh, Mansi, her husband, Sona's husband, Mukesh, is asking for your number, should I give him? I'm like, and then I literally didn't say anything, and I just offered her to help and go look for Sona. And she's like, no, we're trying. And I'm like, okay, let me know whatever happens, I'm just worried. It was so bizarre, as if they were trying to see if I say yes to get her husband's number, and this is how it was so bizarre, and then when I asked like where you were, and they're like, oh, I was at a store, and my phone was battery was down. And I'm like, still, it's just bizarre in itself, everything. And then they started to show their weird behavior where everybody were like calling the friend circle over for lunch or dinner or something. It's like a get together thing. And then when it was her turn, she did not call me or text me previous night. And the next day morning at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m., she calls me to invite for lunch at her house. And that day, I was busy preparing lunch for my hubby because I had to make lunch and dinner because he was on call. So it was very weird that how they try to be nice, but then they also insult in that there's a little subtleness always there. And even when I went to her house, I'm like, okay, I know that this is all fishy. I know there is something going on. So just to explore this whole bizarre thing, I went to their house, and this lady here, this lady here, her name is also, her name is Jaya. She was there, and Jaya literally, so when I went inside the kitchen to get something, first of all, she gives me a fish curry. I don't even eat non-veg. I mean, I used to, but then I stopped. But then she kind of forcefully, it seemed like she gave me fish curry, which I wasn't even interested in. So that was yet another insult to me. And when I went to the kitchen to get some things, you know, because they were done with their food, Jaya was sitting beside Sona, and literally she hit Sona's lap, and she literally pointed me in the kitchen. And so she also looked me in the kitchen, and I go, what the heck did I do, you know? And you just know something bad is being circulated. That's all, you get an idea. That's it. And now it was all coming clear that what was being circulated and how these people were continuously behaving. And her behavior changed. Like, she was so nice to me, and then suddenly, even when she spoke to me, she sarcastically smiled and everything. So I knew like something wasn't right. And then there's this girl here who was, this girl. We were all seated there at the party at Jaya's house. Sona, me, this girl, and many others. And she literally asked me a question that, oh, I've seen you somewhere. Oh, I've seen your face, so familiar. And then she had a sarcastic smile at her face. And the way she sarcastically smiled, and then she like turned around, like, where did you see me? Did you see my picture or a video? Like, where did you see me? And she didn't say anything, just a smile. And she looked on this side, and I think her son came over or something. And I knew that something will be circulated soon about me, and their behavior will change. And then yet again, so that's the girl who sarcastically smiled at me. And then comes this person. I think her name is Jyotsna. And she wanted to look for some real estate properties. And even though after I come home from the party, I had a severe headache. That was yet another thing. Every time I used to go to some party or anything, like, I started having this severe headache, as if somebody was actually giving it to me. It was so weird. I never had these kind of issues before. So it could be witchcraft, or it could be the microwave weapons or the dews, whatever they were using. But still, I researched everything, and I sent all the links to Jyotsna's email that she provided. But yet she never replied, not even thank you or anything. And that was about it. I never heard back from her. So all these series of events with these people, I just knew that things were being spread about me. And yet another thing, she, Sona, sends me a message on WhatsApp that it's as if she sent it accidentally, but it was her husband's birthday, I believe. And I mean, first time I'm meeting them, it's not like I'm supposed to remember everybody's birthday. They never told me that, oh, Mansi Jomor, it's her husband's birthday. Or Anu, for that say, never even told me that Mansi, we're gonna go and do something for him or nothing. So she just sends like a message that somebody might have wished her husband, and she's just replying as a thank you or something, but she accidentally sends me and there's no name. There's her husband's name is not even there. But all these events, like I recall that when we were going to stores to shop together, I think once she just said that, oh, it's her husband's birth date is on so and so, and but I was very busy with, we were busy shopping, and it's not like I really registered about all that. But even as a courtesy or something, like she never told me anything. And she and Jay and they all go and celebrate and all that. And they just kind of give you that little thing that, oh, you're kind of left out or something. Which is, I'm like, okay, whatever. But it was so, they make it so evident that that you're not welcomed, or but in all this, the most part that hurt was the way they try to accuse you, especially when Anu just posed when she asked me, oh, Mukesh wants your number, and I'm like, I didn't even say anything, and I just offered help to find Sona. And she actually never replied back, even like, I'm waiting here, what happened about her. And then finally I call her, and then she picks and she tells me, oh yeah, she came back. I'm like, okay. But yeah, that is how these people started behaving, and it was so evident that there was someone who was doing it deliberately. So if it's US government, I can only think about they doing all this maybe because I'd seen a UFO and now they're trying to frame me, or it could be X who is actually using US government, and it's all about this gang thing, and he thinks he's something.